excited. Two Texans. Where in
Yes.
Texas were you born?
A, a little beach at Walnut Springs, Texas. And it's kind of between
Okay.
Fort Worth and Waco, kind of in between there.
Okay. Getting down toward, I'm in Austin, so getting down towards me a little bit from North
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. What was your upbringing like?
Well, I grew up on a farm there in Walnut Springs, and
Hmm.
had like I say, grew up on a farm, and I loved it. I mean, I have no regrets. Loved it all.
I love that. Did y'all have animals on the farm?
Oh yeah, Dad had cows, and we had chickens and pigs. Yes, we did.
I love it. That seems like a fun way to grow up, you know?
It was a fun. I grew up between my brother and my nephew, and he was kind of like a brother to me. And
Okay.
I told him my nephew's still alive, and I told him that I grew up regardless of how they treated me. He said, "Well, you probably got a few scars here and there, but I did grow up."
Toughened you up a little bit, I'm sure.
Yeah, they did. They did. They toughened me up.
What was your age difference to your brother and your nephew?
My brother was 3 years, and my nephew is like almost 4.
Oh, so he really was like a brother, and you were in the middle of the three?
Oh yeah, I was in the middle of them.
Okay. Amazing. I love it. I love it. So how did
Yeah.
you're not in Texas now, right? Where are you now?
No, I live in Batesville, Arkansas,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is about 100 miles from Little Rock.
Okay.
You probably heard
I
Little
went to
Rock.
school in Memphis, so I would be driving through Arkansas a lot, but I don't know a lot
Okay.
about Arkansas.
Yeah.
Amazing. How did you get there? Where did you go after the farm?
Okay. I married. My husband was manager over some trucks that we came up here to haul lime for Batesville White Lime.
Okay.
And so we got up here, and eventually the company sold, and we stayed. He
Okay.
bought his own truck, and he was a trucker.
I love that. I love that. How did you two meet?
Let me think. We grew up about 12 miles apart. And
Really?
so we used to go to his little town, and people, how kids hang out then. And so he
Yeah.
was over where I grew up, and we were all in the park messing around, and he kept trying to flirt with me and all that, and I wasn't having it. And the more I thought about it, yeah, he was pretty cute.
You're like on second thought. Do you
Yeah.
remember having like a first impression of him? Was he just another kid?
Well, he was kind of, let's see. No, he was kind of forceful. I mean, he was really after me. I wasn't having anything to do with him. And later I thought, yeah, okay. He was
And
kind of
then it all
cute.
changed.
And he rode a horse, saddleback, set,
Okay.
yeah, in rodeos. So he was.
Okay.
I always tell him up here, he was my cute little cowboy.
I love that. What fun. What would it be like at the shows?
Well, it was very interesting. It was complete, rodeo. If you've ever seen a
Hmm.
rodeo, yeah.
Yeah.
And I sat with the wives, and it was fun time.
I love it. And he was in a movie, right? Did I get that right?
Yes, he was. The giant Rock Hudson. Have you ever heard Rock Hudson?
Yes,
And
yes.
okay, Rock Hudson. And who else was it? Elizabeth Taylor. And what it was, I think she was Rock Hudson's sister in the movie. I think, but she gets on the horse to spur it and takes off, and the what you see of Bill is way in the distance, and the horse is bucking,
Oh, okay.
and it's way in the distance. You can't,
How did he get like picked for it?
Okay, let me think. He was working. Let's see, we were working for a stock man that hauled the rodeo stock. He
Okay.
was working for him, and he's the one that got him there. I believe is the way that went.
What a great accomplishment. That's so cool.
Yeah, yeah, it was neat. Yeah,
I love it.
and
You
we
guys
yeah
must have
we
been married for a long time.
When he passed away, we've been married 60 years. Uh-huh.
Wow. What an achievement.
Yes, this stands out, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so you moved to Arkansas and you were doing the trucking and you were married and then I assume you had kids at some point because you have
I had,
grandkids now.
I had three kids, two boys and a girl.
And did you stay in the same part of Arkansas that you're in now?
Yes, and I've been in this house for since '64, so
Oh, wow.
I've been right here for a long time,
Right there in the chair.
right here in this chair.
Amazing. You seem much more active than that, but what
Yeah,
do I know?
and I got three grandkids too.
I love it.
I really
I
got
love it.
four.
You're about to have four?
No, I said I've got four. I've got a step
Oh, okay.
granddaughter.
What's it like being a grandma?
I've loved it all. They've all grown up though.
Yeah,
Excuse me. They're
you're
all
good.
grown now. But I've loved being a grandma. They've all turned out real good. My kids, my grandkids.
Do you have any favorite memories or favorite stories? I mean, the rodeos sound really amazing.
I had three sisters. They were
Okay.
all like seemed like they were like 16, 14, 12 years older than me.
Oh, wow. That's a
So
lot
by the
older than you.
yeah, yeah. Mother had them and then skipped and had my brother and me. And
Okay.
by the time I was of any by the time they were all gone by the time I can remember. They were either
Okay.
working or married. So I did not really grow up with them. But
Mm-hmm.
as we got older and I got older, because I was always the baby sister, but
Yes.
as I got older, then we all got closer.
Oh.
We all had more in common, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense. I'm the baby as well, so I
yeah,
feel that.
yeah.
I
So,
think
yeah.
at any age I'm just always
And
gonna
I
keep
love
it
my
baby.
mother and daddy, and my mother and I were real close, real close.
Oh. What was she like?
Well, she was quieter. She not- she worked real hard. Of course, growing up on the farm, she always had the big garden and all that. And I know she loved for me to. Of course, that was way way back then. Her highlight would be for me to wash her hair real good and roll. Then we did the little pin curls with the bobby pins. You
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
don't know anything about that, but that was she loved for me to wash her hair and roll it and fix it. And she'd say, "Oh, that just makes me feel so good." And then she'd tell me, she said, "Doc, I, I think she called me Dorothea. That's my name." But said, "You and I are so close." And yeah, we were. I love my
Yeah,
mama.
I love
I
that.
love my daddy too, but my mom and I were close.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
sweet. So Dot is short for Dorothea?
yeah. My middle name is Dorothea, Dorthewell. You've never heard of it and probably never will, but the dot is short for that. Yes.
I love that name. That's awesome.
I,
Yeah,
I,
I have it.
yeah,
I have
everybody looks at me and where did that come from? Well, my older sister supposedly got it out of a book, I think.
Oh, okay.
I said it
But were
was,
you Dot? Like you were baby Dot? You've always been Dot?
I can't remember when that, because some of them still call me Dorothea.
Oh.
Yeah, my first name is Janie.
Oh,
That was
okay.
my mother's name, Janie.
Oh, okay.
J-A-N-I, yeah, Janie Dorothea, yeah.
I like that name. Those are both great names.
Well, they're different. No, Janie's not
Yeah.
different. That's
Well,
you see that every
I
now
like
and
it
then.
though. It's a good name. It's a good solid name, you know?
I
What
guess.
was
'Cause-
your father like?
well, he was. My dad was quieter. Um, he wasn't real affectionate, close like, but I knew he loved us. That was, I didn't. But he wasn't the one that you could sit in his lap and waller around and that kind of stuff. I had an uncle that lived there. That he had three kids, and they just wallered. They just climbed all over him and everything. And He'd say, Lucille, that was his wife, make these kids get down. But anyway, we couldn't hardly wait for him to come see us so we could get set in his lap. Because Dad just wasn't that,
Aw.
he just wasn't affectionate like that.
Yeah, he just wasn't a big
No,
cuddly guy.
not at all. I know he had to have me take me to the doctor a time or two and have me sewed up, and he'd always take me and buy me an ice cream cone and all that. That was a big deal to me
Yeah,
because he just wasn't, like I say, didn't show that much affection and stuff.
yeah, yeah. So those special moments were really nice.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Had, had they both grown up, both your parents grown up on farms too?
yes. I'm trying to think. Did they grow up on? I don't remember if they
You
grew
weren't
up on.
there, so how could
I
you know?
wasn't there. I don't remember. I
Fair
don't
enough.
remember.
Fair enough.
But I do know my
Uh,
dad. He was a big farmer.
yeah. What kind would you grow like crops and stuff too?
Oh yeah, corn, cotton. So those are the main
Wow.
things I remember.
Yeah.
And mother always had a big garden.
Ah. Are you a
And
gardener as well now?
no, I never did do much. I've always had a lot of plants, house plants and
Hmm.
stuff. But no, I
Yeah.
never did do any gardening. Now Bill, when he was alive, he had one down there in the backyard. I'm pointing like you can see it. No, you can't. But anyway, he always had a pretty good sized garden. What do you want me to tell
That's
him?
awesome.
Oh, about your growing up on the farm with your animals, and didn't you have a goose and stuff?
Had what?
A goose.
A goose. That was Jane.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Never mind.
She got their own families mixed up.
Sorry.
That was Jane that had the goose, and they killed the goose. Named it.
Somebody killed a pet goose?
That was on my husband's side. It was his sister had this pet goose, and I think they were always struggling to have enough to eat. And I think Bill's mom killed the goose one Thanksgiving. They had good. I believe the way that went.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Probably a little scarring.
yeah.
Did you like his family, your in-laws?
Yes, I did. Yeah, they all seemed to like me okay. They always treat me good. And
Tell her how many
I
siblings you
like
have.
yeah, Bill had, he was from a family of 9. He made
that.
it.
Wow.
Yeah, he was from a big family.
That's a
So there was
huge
always a lot
family.
of excitement. Good and bad. We lived in Cleburne, Texas. Do you know where Cleburne is?
I don't.
Okay.
I should. I'm sorry.
No, not necessarily. Texas is a big, big state. People are
There's
always
so
saying, well,
many.
so and so's from so and so, Texas. I never heard of it. So,
There's
but
so many little towns and
yeah.
springs and cypress woods and it's just, they all get
Oh,
mixed up
oh,
in my
oh,
head.
yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. But we moved, let's see, we moved from Cleburne, Texas to Minden, Louisiana, back to
Okay.
Cleburne, Texas, then to Hobbs, New Mexico, and then from Hobbs back to Texas, and then up here. And we've been up here,
You're just kind of swinging right to left there.
we've been up here since 63. Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember how Bill asked you to marry him?
No.
No. I don't know. I just didn't know there was
It's
if he
23 years
proposed in
ago.
any
I don't
interesting
remember.
way.
I think we just
Did you
assumed we were going to get married. I really don't remember because he was not this romantic. Was he, Sydney?
did you have like did you have a wedding like ceremony?
No, I just know me and him just ran off and got married, or we
Oh,
left and
fun.
got married. No, no big to do or anything.
You're like, we're not
And
messing
it
with any of
lasted.
this.
So now they have these big weddings and they don't last. So
Yes. It's crazy now. It's like you couldn't get away with eloping, I guess. Well, yes, some
yeah.
people do, but
You say you live in Austin? You live in
yes,
Austin
ma'am.
now?
I'm from San Antonio. Went to school in Memphis, and now I live in Austin.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
but my grandmother is 95 and works on a cattle ranch still in Lockhart, and I just love. I just love talking to her and hearing her stories, and so that's kind of what started all of this. And I just thought,
Okay,
I think I'd really love to
95.
talk to other grandmas.
Yes. Well, she's a little ahead of me. I'm 91. Yeah.
91.
And
That's
she,
a huge
yeah,
accomplishment, though.
yeah. And she's still working.
Well, she has help, but she loves to mow, and we can't get her off the lawnmower, the tractor. Like she just loves it, and we're trying. We're kind of trying to slow her down, and it's not working very well.
Well, I
So,
guess not.
I mean, I think it's kept her going, you know. So it's I don't want to mess with it too much, but we're always like, just please be careful.
Yeah, please be careful.
Well, you seem so sharp. I mean, 91 is amazing. Do you have any tips for the rest of us? Any thoughts?
No,
No.
I think it's probably in my genes. My mother was 101 when she
What?
my mother was
Oh,
101 when she passed away, and all I got to say is good. She she worked hard.
yeah.
I mean, you know that, like I say, on the farm and with the big garden and all that. She just did a
Hmm.
lot of hard work.
Wow. 101. Oh my goodness.
101.
What a special
So
lady.
I probably got that in my genes. Living a long
Seems like
life.
a good gene to have.
Yeah. Any questions
Okay.
you want to ask me? Or
I always say there's nothing that we have to talk about. I just like asking about people's
right,
lives and whatever
right.
they want to share. But um but yeah, I don't know. Do you have any favorite special memories with Bill? He seems like a really special guy.
What people around here and everything remember be his Texas remarks he always had. Let me think of something.
He used to be Wild Bill.
Oh yeah, they called him Wild Bill, wasn't it? How was it? He'd come down there in Sunday school and he'd say, "I used to be Wild Bill, but I'm Sweet William now." Wasn't that the way it went? I mean, always had some kind of remarks like this. And too, a bunch of us used to get together in the afternoon and have tea or coffee or whatever. And he was always telling, a friend of mine will remind me of this every now and then. Bill would tell him, he said, "Well, I know I've told y'all this before, but I'm going to tell you again." So we'd hear the same story again. And
You're just
he
gonna have to
always
hear
had
it.
some kind of remarks,
Hmm.
like that. That I guess that's the things that I remember.
60 years. That's I just can't get over that. I'm 30 right now. So being married for 60 years sounds like an impossibly long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. It, yeah, it was long, but it goes by fast, seemed to me, like, though, sometimes.
Yeah.
Because my nephew that's still alive, that's kind of like a brother to me, he's been married
Mhm.
65 years.
Wow.
So that's what I thought this. I thought, wow, I don't, yeah, he'd
That's
been married a long
amazing.
time. 65.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. One of the ladies I was talking to recently said, she was like, I still feel in my mind like I'm like 20, 25. Do you feel like you're a different age in your head?
Sometimes, sometimes no. When I'm trying to
That's
get out
probably
of
more
bed
honest.
or when I'm trying to get out of bed or something like that, no, I don't feel 20. Feel
Like
old.
at this moment, I'm 91. In a couple minutes, I'll be back to 30 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that. I like that. Do you remember what your first car was?
No,
No.
I really
I
don't.
don't know. It's just been a recent. I just like to throw out random
I do
questions.
know when Bill was in service, I bought I don't know what model that would be in then, but anyway, a light blue Ford that I loved dearly. When he came
Oh.
home from service, we had to trade the car off for he thought in us going to rodeos and stuff, we got an international pickup with a
Mm.
camper thing on the back of it. I remember we did
Yeah.
that, and that was not
That's.
much. I hated that pickup, but anyway, he told me he traded my car for that pickup.
Oh no.
So that
For
car,
the
my,
rodeos, would it be like you drive there and then stay for the weekend?
yeah, because I didn't always go. I went most of the time, but sometimes him and others. And I didn't always go, but most of the time I did. Because my saying was, because a lot of some of them are had wives. They had children in school, so they didn't get to go all the time. Well, I no, we
Mm-hmm.
just married. I didn't have anybody, so I went a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And they always said I was dead weight. I didn't do anything but have fun and eat.
That seems like the way to do it. That's the
Yeah, I did
best.
have a lot of fun. Yeah,
I love
and,
it. I love it.
yeah.
Would he be a bull rider? Is that the
He was
event?
a
I don't
saddle
know.
rider,
Oh, okay.
a horse saddle with a saddle on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you ever go to the rodeo now?
Hadn't been in a long time. Probably the last
Yeah.
one we went to was probably in Little Rock. I don't know how long ago that's been. Quite a while.
I bet it's different now. I don't know. I don't know much of the
I think
history
it's
of
all
rodeo.
pretty different. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
it scare you that he did that?
Did it scare me when he did it? Not necessarily. I've seen him bucked off, several times, but it never was anything that looked like he would be hurt. But
Oh, okay.
they do get hurt.
Yeah. Would he have to wear like a helmet or anything?
No, I think the bull riders might now. I don't know, but no, he didn't wear a helmet or anything. He wore a cowboy
He was
hat,
just.
and when he come out, when they come out of a chute, and that hat
Uh
would
huh.
be just like that. He would look. I mean, to keep from it blowing off. And I know the first boots that I ever saw of his, they were in the back of his. I guess he had no. It was his dad's car. It was an old car, but they were cut up the side. And I thought, well, that poor boy, he can't afford any boots. These
Oh,
are ripped up the side. That's
yeah.
for a purpose. Now they have zippers on them. That's so in case you hang up in the in the stirrups that you can come out of the boots. See, you're not hung.
Oh,
You
oh,
slide out of the boot.
that makes a lot of sense.
It does. At
Huh.
then it didn't to me, but because I thought that poor boy, he can't afford any boots, and that was for a reason. At that time, they didn't do the zippers; they just cut them up the side. But now they
It
make
had a
them.
purpose. That makes a lot of sense. Do you think he
Yeah,
was ever scared?
I think.
I know you weren't scared, but was he?
Well, nervous. Yeah, I think he said he about before every time that he rode, he would go out backing up Chuck. So yeah, I would say he was nervous.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh man. But he stuck with it for a while, it sounds like.
yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. That's so great. And then you were doing the trucking. So then were you driving kind of all over for that?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying to think when he started driving. He was driving trucks some for we were married and doing the rodeo thing,
Okay.
and then he went to work for this particular guy that there in Cleburne, and then that's when we moved up here, and he was over some trucks, and it really never did get off. They were going to haul for Batesville White Line, but they never did really get off the ground, and
Oh,
I
okay.
and they sold, and we stayed.
You want to tell her about raising the kids?
Huh?
You tell her about raising the kids, your kids.
Raising my kids. Well, I raised three practically by myself, but not all together because he was in and out. Long enough to get them all corralled and he'd leave again. Or if anything major would happen, he wouldn't be here, so I had to handle it basically. Or if he come in, then but yeah, I did. I raised them mostly by myself.
That seems like a lot of work. Were they close together in age, your kids?
The boys are like, I think they're like 22 months apart. And then
That's
Lisa, the
really close
girl,
in age.
yeah, the girl is about 4 years, I think, younger than Jerry.
Okay. So you had two and then
Yeah,
a
two
little bit
pretty
of the
close and Skip, and then had the girl, yeah.
nice.
Yeah, oh yeah, they all turned out to be good kids. They got good grandkids. All my grandkids are smart, smart. They
Has
are.
nothing to do with one of them sitting right there, nothing to
Well,
do with it.
she is, and Cassie is too. I mean, and Cassie, they're all. Yeah, my grandson just finished RN school. He's a registered nurse. His
Wow.
mom was, and he is. Let's see, he has to work a year, and then he's got being a nurse anesthetist. I think I got that out right. That's what he's got on his mind. So we'll see.
Oh, okay. Well, seems like you did a good job. Everybody turned out well.
Yeah, they did. All my kids did. My grandkids.
Amazing.
No, I'm real thankful because I had a good childhood, a good marriage. We had our ups and downs like everybody does, but had a good
Yeah.
marriage, good family, good grandkids.
Do you
No
think there's
break.
any advice for making it work to 60 years of marriage?
Is there any advice? Bill used to say, okay, he drove a truck, of course, was gone a lot. He would come in and we'd be so glad to see each other. But after
Yeah.
2 or 3 days, I was ready for him to go, and he was ready to go. So that's it. A good marriage don't stay together all the time.
I love that. I think that's great.
That,
Well,
that that's
healthy
about it. That's
faith.
what he said. After about 3 days, he was ready to go, and I'd be ready for him to go. He just turned
I
in.
like that it went both ways.
He'd come in long enough to turn everything upside down, our little routines and stuff, and then he's gone.
Perfect. That's great. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
He seems like a funny guy.
He was. I can't think of a lot. He's always had some kind of funny tales. But I can't think of all of them now. The
I
main thing
love
he
that.
used to tell me, I'd stumble or something. He said, "Now don't you fall, you'll knock a hole in the floor, and I can't afford to fix it." Well, I wasn't that big then. But don't you knock a hole in the floor.
Oh my gosh. What a guy. Got some good one-liners there.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
I love
the Sunday school class we belonged to were all ages and just all about like us. And I was secretary, in fact, down there for about 40 years, I think, handled the money and everything. So we had voted on donating money to something. And somebody said, well, you'll have to see Dottie. I think someone down called me Dottie, John did. And it said, you'll have to see Dottie for the money. And Bill was in there. He said, well, I would like to know, and this is the words he said in Sunday school. He said, I would like to know how in the hell you're going to get money out of Dot when I can't even get money out of Dot. He said that. But
It's
we heard others say words kind of like that too, so it wasn't no big deal, I don't think.
oh,
But
I
it was to me,
love
because every
that.
time he opened his mouth, I'm like, what's coming out now?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Would y'all have any family traditions for the holidays or anything that you guys would do?
Well, we used to, but they've all grown up and gone this direction and got different families.
Yeah.
But Christmas Eve we were always here.
Tell her about you like to cook and stuff and bake.
That I like to cook and bake. I did. I did. I like to cook and the bake, and then that everybody liked my pecan pie. That was,
Oh.
and
That was
I
your thing that you would bring or serve, I guess, if you were at your
bring here. uh,
house.
well, that was one of the things I cooked, but everybody liked my pecan pie. And I made it from scratch, crust and all. So this may be the
Oh
first
wow.
or last year. I don't remember. But you find you just gradually give up stuff as you go along. You can't you just can't do it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
But
lot.
that
This was the first year that my mom hosted Thanksgiving and not my grandma, and I think it's just different, It's just different.
yeah, yeah. But
Hard to
yeah,
shake.
'cause Christmas Eve, see, that's when your mom and dad and all y'all are everybody was here Christmas Eve when Tommy from Denton used to come and everything, didn't he? Yeah, it used to be a big deal, but they all grew up and have different families they have to go to and things like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's very understandable because we had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And,
I'm sure, especially moving away, you get all that. You understand it.
yeah, when my two boys were small, we lived in Minden, Louisiana, and
Okay.
we would go, like, one year we'd go back to my parents, and one year we would go to his parents, was kind of how we
Mm.
did that. And it got to where, it, and that would be from Louisiana back to Texas, and it got to where it got to be too much, because
Yeah.
we'd have a little red wagon or something like this, for Santa Claus, and it got to be too much. But my daddy
Yeah.
loved it. He always called my boys the boys, and because he died, not my daughter was just probably a toddler, I guess, and it was
Okay.
the boys. And he never, I don't remember him making that big of a deal over Christmas. When we always had a tree, and I think it had strung popcorn and that kind of stuff on it. But
Hmm.
when my boys were there, that was a big deal for him. He'd get up in the morning and stomp and run Santa Claus out. And of course, then they'd hit the floor.
Oh.
But
So he just loved kind of being a grandpa. He got
he
real into
did,
it.
he did. He'd go out and he'd usually go out and cut the tree, and everything, and it would be, uh, no, it wouldn't, no, it'd be all wobbly jawed and everything, but it did not matter.
Would you get it from your property, your Christmas trees?
I don't know, I don't know where he got, I don't remember where he got them.
Somewhere. It showed
But
up.
no, that was after we had moved off the farm and everything,
Oh, okay.
that my boys were smaller, yeah.
Well, that's sweet that your dad loved it so much. I love
He
that.
did, and I don't ever remember him making that big of a deal for us, but he did for my bro, from for the
He's
boys.
like, you guys are fine, but my grandsons are gonna have a great Christmas.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Do you want to
I
show her?
love it.
Huh?
Do you want to show her any pictures?
Okay. That was Bill and I.
Oh, that's a beautiful photo. Oh my goodness, I love that.
I
When
had
was that taken?
right after we married.
Oh, okay. Is he in a uniform? It's kind of blurry. I'm trying to see.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. He
Oh no, you're
he
good.
went in service. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Which branch was he in?
Army.
Okay.
He was drafted,
Yeah. Mm.
and there's one of him riding. Now that's when he's riding a bucket. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh, that's an awesome picture.
Yeah,
That's so great.
yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And see, they spur the horse, and like I say, the boots was.
Hmm.
I mean, or if they hung, there's a spur, and if they hung up on the spur, see, that's why they ripped the boot so they could slide out the
Yeah,
boot,
that makes so much
and
sense.
the horse wouldn't drag them and stuff. But
Important. Very
yeah,
important.
yeah, he was ornery when he had there was 9 in his family, and one of his sisters just younger than him. He used to tie her to the clothesline post by her pigtails, and that's how ornery he was. And she's never, never, never forgot it. And she's got a daughter, and her daughter, when her daughter saw Bill, the first thing she said to him was, "Why did you do that to my mama? Why did you tie my mama's pigtails to the clothesline?" That's the very first thing she said.
Oh my
I don't
gosh,
know what he
probably like
said.
20
He,
years.
he, he thought it was the thing to do at the time, I guess. I don't know. But he did
He
that.
seems like a fun character,
He
man.
was. He was. He was. He was a character. Yeah. Now that's me and him and my kids.
Oh, beautiful. Oh my goodness, when was that taken?
Well, golly. Probably, Lisa's born in 63, and she's not but about a year old here, is she? So it's probably taking about 64, wouldn't it? Probably about 64.
I love it. I love it.
So see, you can see how close the boys are in age.
Yeah, like twins. Wow. That's a great photo. You guys look happy.
Yeah, yeah, we were. We had a good life. We really did. I,
I love
I
that.
I feel blessed every day.
Yeah.
I had a good growing
That's
up.
what I keep hearing. I've done, I think, 14 of these interviews now, and everyone just keeps saying, I've had a great life. I've had a great time. Like, everyone's just really positive, and I don't know,
Yeah,
it's been really nice to hear.
and I think back then, growing up, it's not as stressful as it is now.
Yeah.
Overall, the whole. Of course, we didn't have anything. I mean, I had plenty to eat, good roof over my head. What else can you ask for?
Yeah.
But
We were
um,
all taken care of, but now there's so much more stuff going on.
oh yeah, so much more stuff going on, and
Can you talk about raising, I guess, Dad and Tommy when they got into when Old Bill was gone that you had to deal with?
let me think of some things they get into. There was probably so much
You blocked it out.
I can't remember because they were so close. I mean, if one wasn't thinking of something, the other one was.
Well, you told me the other day you made them fight in the yard.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think Bill did that. Was it Bill or me? They were constantly, they'd be fighting and everything. And finally, we made them get outside and fight it out. And I think they got out there and told each other we're not going to really hit each other or something. And that's kind of the way it went. That we're not really going to hit each other. And another thing, too, my oldest, there's a boy that lived down the street from us, and he was constantly picking on my older one, maybe both of them, but especially my older one. And I told him one day, I said, you are going to have to start taking it for yourself. So one day I made them get out there and fight. Now, can you imagine a mother making their son get out there and fight? But I said, that's the only way that that he's ever going to leave you alone. And it worked. Neither one of them got hurt, but they fought it out and it worked. Just so the boy
You knew
learned
what
it.
they needed.
Huh?
I just said you knew what needed to happen.
Yeah. You're going to have to start taking up for yourself. So I made them get out there and fight it out.
I love that it worked. That's the best.
Yeah, whatever works. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever
there you
works.
go.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of any. Like I say, they did so much. What one wasn't thinking of, the other one was.
One day they were skipping school and you drove by them and waved.
Oh, yeah, and that was Jerry. He was like junior high. Let's see, wait a minute. No, he was high school, and he had a sweets on a little girl that was in junior high, and he was at his daddy's pickup. And I happened to be out for something and was going over to junior high. I guess my daughter was over there. I don't know how coming over there. And I pulled in behind junior high school. There sat him and two other boys. And he was supposed to be in school.
Oh no.
Yes. And that time I met him right down here in St. Louis. I think that was Tommy, the oldest one. He was supposed to be in school. And here come that pickup just Cadillacing down St. Louis Street. Yes, they did all that. Yeah.
Couldn't have been easy raising two boys while your husband was gone
No,
so
and
much.
they weren't bad boys. They were just kind of ornery. Just, yeah.
Just
And
got her
Jerry
from their
wasn't
dad.
one, and I don't remember this, but their bedroom back there is there's well, it's kind of a long way to the ground, but there's a door under it that goes in the basement type thing.
Okay.
And Jerry says he would come in. That's Sydney's dad. Come in late at night, and he would go around there and open that door, and make Tommy open that window, and he would climb up on that door and then come in that window.
Oh, like he was sneaking out?
He was sneaking in.
Sneaking
It,
in.
too late in the night. Now I don't know that I ever knew of him doing that. I get maybe there's a lot of things they've told me as they've gotten older that they did that I didn't know about it. Yeah.
Ah.
Well,
how did you react to that? How do
Well,
you feel?
it's done. It was a done deal. I mean, it happened quite some time ago. What
No
else?
taking it back now.
Uh-uh.
do you want to talk about any of your friends? You have all kinds of friends.
Me?
Yeah, that you love to laugh and
Oh yeah. She said I had a lot of friends, and I do. I've got
I
good
believe
neighbors.
that.
Well, I belonged to the Sunday school class too, and that's a lot of them were there. That's
Hmm.
they were all ages, and we were just kind of all close. If
Yeah.
anything happens, everybody's there to help.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I still have stay in touch with most of them. Um, yeah, I stay in touch with most of them.
That's such a nice community to have.
And I was secretary down there for probably for at least 40 years, and so I did not. So when I quit, they gave me an appreciation Doc Lewis Appreciation Day, I believe it was. And they had
Aw.
that room decorated. There was balloons and had big signs and everything. It was supposed to be a surprise, but I happened to get wind of it. So, and I wasn't
If
gonna
you're the
go.
one handling the money, then you probably had to hear about it somehow.
I handled the money for them. Uh, but I wasn't gonna go that morning because I didn't feel very good. And so the friend that was gonna pick me up said, "You've got to go." So I did, and I didn't look too good, but that's okay. And then on my 90th birthday, they gave me a birthday party at church.
Oh.
The Sunday school. This is my Sunday school class,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and that was a surprise.
I love
I mean,
that.
I was lucky that I had gotten up, got a shower. I didn't have any makeup or anything on, but I did have my clothes and everything on. And they called. Well, I was supposed to have known about it, but I didn't. That's what it was. And so
Oh.
they called him, "Where are you?" "Well, I'm at home." "Well, somebody will be there to get you in just a minute." What? They said, "Yeah, well, you're supposed to be down here at your birthday party." That was my 90th birthday party. So I went in, I had no now I was clean and had brushed my hair, but no makeup or anything. So I went in down there and I said, "Okay, this is what a 90-year-old woman looks like." So, but anyway,
Perfect. Well,
yeah.
that's on them for not inviting you to your own birthday party.
Yeah. And I've got good neighbors here. There's the guy that lives right next door here. I guess I've known him since he was 11 years old. He got
Oh,
married
wow.
and moved off, and then his parents sold the home and he moved back.
Oh.
And he's a dandy. Now
Oh.
and then there's a girl down the corner. She's 61, and she looks after me pretty good.
Mm.
So I've got good
That's nice.
neighbors.
Jimmy Ann did too.
Oh yeah, and I have another one that got killed in a car wreck down here. That was
Oh,
just
I,
back in February. And that
oh.
that really that really got to me because I don't have a
Yeah.
computer and all that stuff, but she did, and she would keep up. So every Saturday afternoon, she would call me around 4 o'clock and update me on all. It's usually the obituaries that we were going through. But anything in the on the computer that she thought I wanted to know, or anybody or something, and she would
Yeah.
update me. And so me and her were real close. And she walked all the time. She's walked ever since I've known her,
Mm.
exercise in this neighborhood. And she would hang. Lots of times I'd go out and there'd be something hanging on my door, and it was use a candy or something that I didn't need. But and then on my 90th birthday, she brought me this basket thing, and it was just full of little bite-sized Hershey bars and this good stuff. So
Yeah, that
and there
sounds
was a
fun.
lot of it, and I said, "There's 90 pieces for every year I was born in here." There wasn't that many, but it felt like it. But yeah, I
Well
had,
deserved.
yeah.
What a good street. Do you guys have any like block like get-togethers with everybody?
No, because no, 'cause there's apartments across the street now, and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
It just seems like a strong community, but I guess you've been there for,
yeah, it
you said
was at
60
one
years?
time. The bunch of kids raised up here, and
How long were you and Jimmy friends?
how long were me and Jimmy and friends? Since let's see, they moved here about the time we did, and it kind of started through Sunday school, I guess.
So we're friends for like 60 years.
But yeah, we've been well about 60 years we were friends, and
A lot.
she was just a good person, and she got killed in a car wreck right down here
I'm so sorry.
at a red light, and it was just such a shock to everybody. I mean, she was a very organized person, very careful about it. I mean, of course, accidents can happen to anybody, but it just, I don't know what it was. It just something we didn't think would happen to her.
Yeah. I mean, shocking. I
And
feel
she
like
was
something
in the
like that
right.
would kill
I mean, she pulled out and
Yeah.
this door, it blasted her.
Man, I'm so sorry.
But no, like I say, my Sunday school class, that was a big part of my life. We just, a lot of friends in there. And they're just,
Yeah.
I just hate to say this because I'm still hanging in here. They're just dropping out like flies down there.
Yeah. That's
Packing
that's
up.
kind of what my grandma says too.
Yeah, they are. I mean, yeah, there's been several just recent.
Yeah.
Uh,
I imagine that's real. I don't know. That that has to be hard on you.
yeah, it is. It's hard to see them. And some of them have been sick a long time, and some of them, it's just been hard
Yeah. Yeah.
because you just think, well, you can't imagine. They're gone.
Hmm.
And I can get a mental picture of our Sunday school room. I sit by the door at this and then there's a table, and there's my friend Jimmy Ann. We sat there for years because I did the book, and she'd count the money for me. I don't know how many years we sat there. And last time oh, I know we redid our Sunday school room one time, repainted and did a bunch of stuff. And there was a round table down there. No, it was my chair is what it was. It wasn't the table. Because I told a friend of mine, I said, I want that table. He said, Dot, you can't have that table. That belongs to the church. I only wanted to put here to put my books and stuff on. Okay. And then they were redoing the room and was moving chairs and stuff around. And I said, that, I fit that chair and I want that chair. So I've got my name on the back. It's a Christmas thing, I think. It's got my name on the back of that chair. And somebody told me the other day, well, that name's still on that chair. I said, if anybody's sitting in it, they better not be. They probably
They
are.
better keep it on there. Give you a
Yeah.
plaque for all your service.
Yeah. But I told him, I said, and I want that chair. I mean, I got to have that chair because it fits me. Because some of them
Yeah.
weren't. So I got the chair, and it's got my name on it. And it's still on there. Somebody told me the other day. I don't know who's
I
sitting
love
there, but
How did you find your church?
okay. When we moved up here, I guess we were going to visit around. There's was a couple of Methodist churches, and we went down there and visited. Um, there was an older man. I say older. I don't know how old he was, but um, he came to see us, I guess.
Hmm.
And we said, well, we're just going to kind of shop around and see where we're coming from. That's where we're. He said, well, when you get through shopping around, he said, come see me and I'll write for you later. I mean, he just knew we'd end up there, so we did. And
He's
when
like,
we,
yeah,
and
when the shopping is done, I'll see you.
yes, and when they took us to the Sunday school room that we would be in, I think there was one girl down there then, and then that class got to growing, and we'd have as many as 50 and 60 at a time,
Wow.
and so it got to be a big class, and
Yeah.
it's been a good class. We used to do, we've done fun things together. We went to Branson one time, and um, yeah, you've probably
That's
heard
awesome.
Branson Zero. Yeah,
Branson, Missouri?
yes,
Wow.
we went up there one time and just different places and did different things together. Now
I
most of them
love
have
it.
gotten too old. They're not as old as me, but they're getting older. Cindy, could you think of anything else?
You want to tell her how much you love watching sports?
Oh, yes. She said, tell you how much I like sports.
Yeah,
And
tell me.
and I am up here and amongst a whole bunch of Razorbacks. And I still am a Longhorn fan.
I love it. They're doing great this year, aren't they? The long
Oh
like
yeah,
football?
yeah. And when they play like they could, anybody they could beat anybody, but then you never know
Yeah.
what they'll do next week. So
Yeah. What's
but
your favorite sport to watch? Or do you have a favorite?
Fort Worth, Fort Worth, football. I started to say Fort Worth. Where'd I get there? Football is my favorite.
I like
Football.
baseball too.
Yeah, I like baseball too better.
Hmm.
I mean, I like football better, but I do like baseball.
Yeah. That's my grandma does too, actually. She really likes watching baseball.
Yeah, football is
I
my
love
favorite.
I love that. And you like college football the most?
Yeah,
Or pro? Okay.
I watch some pro,
Amazing.
but just some here and there.
Hmm.
But I do like college football.
Amazing.
I like it. The night that Georgia and Georgia Tech played, they went into eight overtimes, so that was close to midnight. And I didn't
Oh
have
wow.
a dog in the running or whatever you want to call it. I stayed up and I stayed up and watched them until midnight. And I thought, Dot, have you lost your mind? I mean, it wasn't Texas playing, it wasn't Arkansas, it was Georgia and Georgia Tech. But it was a good game. So I would stay right there with them.
You're like the team doesn't matter. I'm here for the actual
Yeah,
sport.
yeah, I
I
enjoyed
love
it. Yeah.
that. Have you always liked football?
Well, well, my brother, my nephew, they played, but I was having fun. Well, I was
Yeah.
cheerleader when I was in high school, but
Oh,
uh,
okay.
I was just there because I was having fun. I don't remember much about football. Probably like one of the football players, if the truth is known. Yes, I think I did.
Understandable. Very understandable.
Yes, I did. In fact, one year we went to the school went to the state fair in Dallas,
Hmm.
and we went me and him went and saw SMU play. Way
Oh,
back
okay.
then, SMU was the team in Texas.
Oh,
Now there's a bunch of them.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well, fun that you were a cheerleader. I-
oh, yeah, I was in little bitty school too. Yeah, yeah,
You played basketball?
yeah. I played basketball. I did, and
Okay.
I was okay. Not great, not bad, but I was okay.
That's awesome.
But it was 3-on-3.
Yes, 3-on-3. Yeah,
Cool.
we didn't cross the
So the
line.
same.
It was altogether different what it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
3-on-3. Yeah, exactly.
That seems more intense. A smaller team. That seems harder.
Yeah, I was.
I don't know if it would be.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I have anything else. I've just loved getting to know you. This has
Well,
been
I've loved
fun.
you, know you, and
Thank you.
I'd say I've had a good life, so I have no complaints.
What a wonderful thing to be able to say.
Yeah, I tell them all the time. I just feel real blessed. I had a good childhood and good
Yeah.
marriage, good kids, good grandkids. What else can you ask for?
Well, you're at the center of it. I think you've done a lot of things
Yeah,
right, it sounds like.
we've always had not. We just always had enough to eat, like I say, and a warm roof over our head. What more do you want?
Yeah,
I've never
that's a
wanted.
great.
I've never wanted for fancy stuff or anything like that. Just
Yeah,
yeah.
I love that. What a good attitude to have.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had a good life.
I
No
love that.
complaints.
I love that. It doesn't surprise me at all that you have lots of friends. After talking to you for however long I have been, that's no surprise.
Yeah, I do have a gift for gab. I know that.
Me too.
I like to
I love
talk.
to chat.
I like to talk. I wish I
Amazing.
could think of more funny stuff that Bill used to say, but I can't off the top of my head. I can't. He was
Well,
always
if you
coming.
think of it and tell Sydney, she can email me.
He was always coming up with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked her what the key to living a long life is. I think it's that she laughs all the time.
I
I
love
think
that.
it's her sense of humor. She's always laughing. She's always in a good mood.
Yeah.
I think that's the secret. And
Perfect.
probably a Dr. Pepper or a ginger ale a
Oh,
day.
A ginger ale. Yeah, I've gotten on to ginger ale. Well, someone told me it's good for your upset stomach and stuff, so I had a ginger ale and kind of liked it, so I've been named ginger ale. Yeah, it used to be about that.
I love ginger ale. That's my go-to drink is ginger ale.
Yeah, I keep
I love
ginger ale all the time, and
I love
yeah,
it.
I do. I like to laugh a lot and talk a lot, and
You just have a good time.
yeah, yeah,
Amazing.
I think it's what keeps her young. She's got tons of friends and they make the rounds and call each other all the time. I
yeah.
think that's what
That's true.
keeps her young and
Yeah,
sharp. She's
yeah,
very
yeah.
sharp.
I've
You
got a
are
friend.
very sharp.
I've got a
Very
friend
sharp.
that lives over here close to me, and she'll something will come up. Well, do you remember? I'm trying to think of such and such. Do you remember? Between our two minds, we try to remember things that, but, um,
Ah, I
but
love it. Amazing.
yeah, I used to go down to church law. We have a newsletter, and I'd go down there, fold it, and there'd be about start out there's about 4 or 5 women, and we just always ate and laughed and had a good time, and I did that for quite a while, and then finally give that up.
A lot of service you've done, like community
I,
service.
they, yeah, I think they quit. Well, I think most of them get it online now, but some
Oh,
like me that don't have it, I get it through the mail still. But
that's good. Good they
yeah, I
can do
did that
both.
for a long time. We always had a lot of laughs there and a lot of food, and we had one preacher that one day I had made this pumpkin squares, and so when I was going to serve it to him, I said I got some pumpkin squares or something. I said something and it didn't, and he said, "What'd you say, Doc?" I and he said, "Are these?" I forgot what he said. So what'd you say? And then it caught me. I mispronounced. I said squires or something instead of squares. I was squires or something. I said, "Oh, that's that Texas accent or something." I don't know what I said.
Lost in translation between Texas and Arkansas.
Yeah, yeah. They were teasing about the way I pronounced it. I said, "Well, it just come off still saying squires." I said squires or something. I don't know what I said. They picked up on it real quick, like.
They're like, we can't just let that slide. We got to make fun of you for it.
Right, exactly, exactly. And he was very good at it. I liked him real well. He was a lot of fun. The preacher, he'd
That's
come in and
incredible.
sit down there with us lots of times.
Oh, that's
But
great. I love it. Seems like you've had a great time and a great life.
I have. I really have.
I love it.
I really have.
Well, that's all I've got. Thank you so
Did
much
you
for
think
doing
of
this. Sydney, are we
anything?
missing anything?
I think we're good as long as you're good. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you guys for doing this. This is so fun. I'm just loving these so much. It's
I
so
sent
great.
in the application without telling her, and then I had to come and break the news to her, and I was like, I hope she agrees to this. But
Well, at
she
first,
did.
I didn't know what
This
she
is
was
actually
talking.
You what?
Well, I don't mind talking, as you can tell. So that was the problem.
When I explained it to her, she said, "Well, I love to talk," and I was like, "I figured you'd be fine with this."
Yeah. She knew I'd have no problems
Forgiveness.
there.
There we go. Forgiveness, not permission. This is actually my first one that I've done over Zoom. So thank you for bearing with me a little bit. I'm figuring out how to do all of this stuff and the rhythm of it.
Thank you so much. We
Thank,
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Y'all have a good day.
You
You
too.
too.